Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tony, this is the 15-Minute Gamer, and today we're diving into Voidbreaker, a high-octane roguelite FPS from Stubby Games and PlayStack, out now in early access on PC. Via Steam, you can also pick it up on Game Pass if you have that. Launch price sits at around about $17.99. You're trapped in an endless loop controlled by a hostile AI, running, shooting and crafting your way out of this infinite prison. If, like me, you like saving money on your games, I will add my Green Man Gaming link in the comments and the description below, and you could save loads of money on loads of games, plus it helps the channel out. As always, up first is gameplay and a little bit about the story. The story here, well, there's not much. Basically, you're the system's prisoner, forced into repeating combat rounds against unrelenting robotic foes. Each run is your escape attempt through gun mods, destruction and stamina, but will you escape this prison? Maybe with the help of a friendly skeleton. You might just do that. I think one thing I did enjoy in this one is the gun mod crafting. You can customize your gun almost infinitely, attach or combine mods to make everything from ricochet grenades to wall crushing projectiles to acid and freeze ammo. There are so many pickups and attachments to make your gun feel unique as you play. However, unfortunately, because of this mechanic, you can only take one gun in per run, and there's only 4 currently. So unlike most of these games, you don't get new guns as you play through the level, which I think is a bit of a shame. You don't feel that power creep, that power loop, or if you just get a bunch of rubbish upgrades, there's not much you can do. As it's one of these type of games, you do runs, and each playthrough sees you run, shoot, collect upgrades, or in practice just running away and lobbing loads of grenades until you get to the next biome. When you die, it's run over and you start all over again. But this leads me to one of the biggest issues I found with this game. It's just that you're way too squishy, and the enemies are like bullet sponges. Even level 1 enemies can take ages to kill. Like, even on this sort of game, the first 2 or 3 arenas you should be absolutely flying through, then maybe like a little bit of a tougher enemy, then a little bit of a tougher enemy. In this, honestly, the first area you get to, you could be killed. The mechanic to get health and ammo is to like stun enemies via bringing down buildings and using like projectiles and stuff. But when you're getting chased by loads of massively bullet spongy enemies, you can't really do this. It's actually quite hard to do. So then you can't get more ammo and you can't get more health, which in turn just means you can't really do anything or progress. It's just a cycle. It doesn't quite work. Obviously, this is a little bit of a skill issue. I'm not the best FPS player out there, but I've seen a few reviews comment on how hard this game is, and I would totally agree. It needs some extra difficulty settings or a balance pass. However, I will say, I know there's been a few negative things there, the destruction is pretty fun. The way the buildings come down, the way things explode, all look pretty good. The levels shift in like a procedural feel to them, but on your 10th or 11th run of just going through the same biome, they start to feel a bit linear. The way the maps work is you're like funneled into an arena, you kill all the bad guys, you get an upgrade. Pick a path, so it could be like lead to shrines, a shop, a boss, then the other way might just be a boss. You go down whichever path you want to do, you deal with that issue, then pick another path until you get to the end. In each section, because you've got power-ups and shops and shrines and stuff, you should feel a little bit more powerful. Obviously, on death, you lose everything and start again. Despite all the chaos, the progression really lags and you just don't feel like you're making a lot of progress in this game. It's one of the first games like this that I felt almost zero. Like every run in this sort of game, no matter how rubbish you are, you should be at least a little bit more powerful, so the next time you can go a little bit further. This was just die, repeat, die, repeat. I found it just a bit too hard to enjoy the loop. You want to feel weak. Yeah, that's the whole point in these sort of games. Finally, combat-wise and gun feel, it does have a certain flow to it. The combat is slick, it's really quick, but the guns just really lacked a certain impact for me. You know, outside and between the arenas, there's very little. Yeah, there might be some jumping puzzles, there might be some things to avoid, there might be a shop, but I feel like it never really surprises you when you get to that arena. I will say the bosses were decently designed, there were some really fun ones there, and obviously they are quite hard to beat as you'd expect, but if you kill them, you usually get some good rewards. Graphically, Voidbreaker looks crisp. I think it's got some good graphics going on. It's got bright weapon effects, it's got destructible environments, and a clean sci-fi aesthetic. It runs on Unreal Engine, and the chaos does look pretty good. There's a few occasional performance drops, but nothing game-breaking. Sound design, again, packs a pretty good punch. There's good gunfire, there's grenades going off. However, I will say the music does get a little bit repetitive. Voidbreaker is a cocktail of weapon creativity, destruction porn, and movement mayhem. But the combat loop just doesn't really have a lot going on. It just devolves into grenade spam and retreating around the map, and progression is just way too slow. Still, it's $17.99. It's not a load of money, and on Game Pass you can play it for free. It is a thrilling ride, and it's got loads of room to grow. I hate using this word in like reviews and impressions and stuff, but potential. I think if they can rebalance the game, improve the loops and rewards, add more enemy designs and types, I think they could be onto a real winner here. So let's just hope the developers improve this one, and I may do a revisit. At the moment, I just think other games do this genre better. Dead Zone Rogue was one I played not so long ago, which I enjoyed a lot more. And after a few hours, I just didn't really want to jump back in and play anymore. I just found the progression to be way too slow. Anyways, that's all I've got to say on this one. Don't forget to drop this video a like, hit that subscribe button for more quick reviews, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.